Hello, everyone. Yeah, apologies for the rough start there. The stream crashed and caused all sorts of weird issues. So apologies for that. But hopefully everyone can hear and see me okay, and we're looking okay. Obviously, if there's any issues, let me know. And hopefully everything will work just fine. Okay, so we're just waiting for Unreal to finish loading up. So apologies for the past couple of weeks of lack of live streams. Real life gets in the way. And I won't go into it too much, but yeah, it is hopefully something that we're going to get over very soon and be better at. So yeah, apologies for that. But we're here, we're live, and it's question time. So it's a chance for you to ask questions about Unreal Engine, game dev, or anything you really want. All you got to do is put your question into chat. I'll try and grab as many questions as I can, answer them live, and yeah, and basically help you out as much as I can. So, Unreal, hold on, let me do this. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so let's answer a few questions that we don't need Unreal for. So there was a original question from Crazy Boa. How do you make a door open in level 2 when going through a box or collision or overlap in level 1? Destroy an actor in one level by doing something in another level. So if you want to have some causation happening between levels, the only way you can do that is by using some save data. Save data is going to have to be used because when you unload a level, everything gets lost, and then when you load up a new level, everything's going to be rebuilt. So that's what you got to do. Basically, you're making a save file for each level, and you make things like basically look at various settings you may want to do in that setup there. So there's not really an easy way around it. It's just make a save file essentially, and how you save it is totally up to you. I've got a few things in the pipeline which may help with that, but it's there's essentially that's all there is to it. Next question, James McElmore. Hi, hi Ryan, thanks for doing these streams. They help out a lot. Is there a benefit to having guns and melee weapons inherit from separate children of a general weapon parent class? Yeah, so I would typically have a general weapon class, because whenever you're working out whether something should have a parent or not, or be a child of a parent, is do they have something in common? Do they have some familiar aspects? Well, a baseball bat versus a pistol, the only similarities are, is that they are both weapons. They can both be held. They have stats on them like damage, maybe durability. That's the word. And so a lot. If they've got some commonality there, then I'll probably make them a parent, and then I'd go into that parent class is now going to go down and have a child class, which is going to be like ranged weapons, and then this one's going to be melee weapons, and then forking off down further and further and further. So yeah, the benefit is that it makes life a lot easier when you having to pick up a weapon or pick up an item. You can easily do that by just referencing the parent class, because there are commonalities. They're similar enough. Yeah, it makes sense too. Next question. Thank you, Eternal Circus. Gamerine137. Which is the best way to get the extras? Patreon versus YouTube membership. Had issues in the past with other YouTubers where one was set up better than the others. Thanks for the videos. Patreon is going to be better than YouTube. YouTube, they're trying to do the same thing as Patreon, but it's very behind the curve, so it's easier from my point of view and everyone else's point of view to manage and access that content via Patreon. So yeah, check out Patreon. Okay, Unreal's loaded up now, so we can jump over to Unreal and hopefully tackle some of these questions. T. Tegerd. Hey Ryan, I'm struggling to making a rope arrow that my character can climb. Okay, basically the arrow I made has a cable attached, but can't get the cable to fire a collision event to make the climbing mechanic. Yeah, tricky. You can't do the collision event. Why can't you? Why are we having trouble with the collision event? I mean, a cable doesn't have a collision event, so if you're trying to use a cable, that probably is why. A cable is generally just a cosmetic. So when you are launching like a grappling hook or anything like that, the bit between you and the cable, like the hook, is invisible. The cable's just there to make it look like something. It's the same sort of case then in what you're trying to do when you shoot the arrow off. You're going to basically build like a spline, point A to point B, and then you can climb the spline, and then your cable's just connecting that spline up. Could we make it? We can try and make it. We'll do our best. So, we're in the third person template here. So, when I'm breaking down components like this, we've got to break it down to individual steps. So the first step is just to shoot off a line off, yeah? So we're going to make a function or event or whatever. And do custom event. And we'll do shoot tether. Okay. And the shoot tether event is going to do a line trace by channel. And the start of that line trace is going to be my actor location. And the endpoint is my camera vector. So camera manager. Get which way they're facing to get the forward vector of that. We multiply that by the range that it's going to go. So multiply that by a float. 3000, for example. And then we add that onto our player location. It gives us the end. So now we've got a start point and end point. We now want to trigger the spawn of a climbable rope, essentially. So I'm going to create a new blueprint class, actor, and call it climbable rope. And what we're going to do is add a spline component to this. And I'm going to add a cable to this as well. Okay. And I want to attach the cable to the spline. So, well, a part of the spline anyway. So we're going to do attach end to. It doesn't really matter. We just go event graph and we want to get a start point and end point. So I'm going to have two variables: start point, and that'd be a vector, and end point. So bear with me, this is something new. I haven't made this before, but this is what I would do. Okay, so we get a start point and end point. First of all, I'm going to create a spline. The spline is going to really have 2 points in it. It's going to have the circle point, 0 point, sorry, circle point, 0 point, where it is at the start. So that would be left alone. But point 1 will go towards the end point here. So say set location spline point, and point index 1 and endpoint location there. And the coordinate space for that is going to be a world space, because we're going to get world space coordinates from the hit result. So we want world space coordinates there. So that'll do that and update the spline. And then on begin play as well, we're going to take the cable and we're going to set end location. Now this one's a bit trickier because it has an extra step involved, because the cable's end location here is a local coordinate. We need to convert a world coordinate, which is what this is, to a local coordinate. So easy way of doing that is take the endpoint here, transform location, and you'll take inverse transform. I always forget which way it is. Just hover over it and it says at the end world space to local space, or the inverse local space to world space. I want world space to local space. So that'll go into there, that'll go into there, and that just needs the actors transform. Actor transform. That calculates it all for us. Okay, so I'm going to make the start point, end point here editable and exposed on spawn. Like so. And back on my player character, we're going to do spawn actor from class, and we're going to choose our rope. And the spawn transform, I'm just going to split that open and spawn that at the location in our hit result. Location. But we need a start point and end point. So the start point, pretty easy, is trace start here. We'll go to the start point. End point will be the trace end or location here. Okay. But I only want to do this if there's a blocking hit. If we don't hit anything, we don't want to attach to thin air. So we'll just do that. So, okay. Yeah, that'll do that. Let's see what happens when we do this. So I'm going to assign that to my right mouse button. And we'll take the shoot the tether. So this is part one of the problem, which is shooting the tether out. Oh, okay. So it is spawning it, but you can see where it's not spawning correctly. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So it's spawning. Where is it spawning? There's the 2 points there. Oh. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on there. So shoot the tether at the location of the player character. That should be from Malachi hits, basically. We had that on there. Let's draw debug for this as well. We'll do persistent. Oh, that's right. Spawn transform location needs to go trace start, needs to go into there. And then, yeah, that's right. My bad. There we go. So there's my tether line. Okay. Cool. So now to travel along it. So the climbable rope here needs a way of knowing whether or not we're getting on the rope or off the rope. So we're going to have a custom event in here, say, get on rope. And we'll have another one saying, get off rope. Get off rope. So once we've got that, we want to attach the player to the rope. So we're going to do get player character. Attach actor to... no, actually, we won't attach it. We'll just do... we'll do a boolean is on rope. There you go. Turn it on. Get off rope, might as well turn it off. And I'm thinking when we push the button, when we get on rope, we want to enable input on here. And we set that to the player controller. And we're going to say to this actor that when we get the IA move event, I want this to move along the spline. So I want to get player character add movement input. And the direction is the direction of the spline. So get the spline point there. Don't think you get direction. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, get direction at spline point. Find direction closer to the world location. We'll do that. So the world location here would be the player character's location. So get that. Get actor location. Plug that in. And this would be a direction. So this would be world space. And we want to add that to the world direction. The scale value here will be, we only want forwards. So that'd be the Y. Yeah. When I get off the rope, I want to disable input. Like that. So step 1 is done. This is step 2 of getting movement on thing. Step 3 will be getting off the rope. So step 2, let's implement this. So we have to call the get on rope. So I'm going to go back to my character, and when I spawn this on, I'm going to tell get on rope. Okay. Let's add something a bit higher in so we can actually see what that's doing. Okay. Yeah, now it's going to override on the character, isn't it? The problem is that this is not getting consumed. It's not consuming. What would be the best way of doing this? What would be the best way? We'll probably also want to make sure our character, by the way, is also flying. So get character movement component and set movement mode to flying. There you go. I don't need that on here. There you go. Get rid of that. No, let's try that, because that might have been the issue. Kind of. We're kind of there. I think the problem is that it's now compounding the values together. So I'm getting the I need this to basically override everything we're doing in the other one. Well, I could just tell the player character to disable input, I guess. For now, disable input. So the character disables input and the player controller. And then we go back on, we turn it back on the other way around. So enable input. Whoops. Player controller. Player character. Let's try that. Oh, yeah, it's worked. It's I accidentally clicked. There you go. Now I'm climbing. Obviously, need an animation. The flying thing is going to have like a deceleration vector you want to change. So on the character movement here, if you go down to flying, you'll find in braking deceleration of flying, you want to turn that be higher or the same as max fly speed. So we'll say like 1,000, for example. And that'll give us much more. I've done it again. Just shot straight forwards. There you go. So if you tie that with enough animation as well, that's the start of your work there. But yeah, I think that'll do you. I think you should be able to get from there. As I want to go on to other people's questions. Da, 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 da. Meet Purunday there. Hello, Ryan. How do you add a transition between data layers? You mean like a visual transition? Because you can't. Not without doing some fancy material work on them all. There's no easy way of doing it. Doomstar Robo, I had a question. I always seem to have a lot of game mode gaming since casting referencing on begin play. Is this best practice? Does this take a hit on performance? Yes, that is best practice because that is only calling it once. The problem that people have with casting is they're scared to use it for no reason at all. You just don't put it on things that are going to be frame dependent. So don't put it on like the tick events that you have. Okay, so if your whole point of the cast is to get a reference converted down to another reference. So you need just do it once and store it, and then you're good to go. That's all. So yeah, begin play is a great place for it because it only happens once. Neo Masaki, hello Ryan. What sort of gap are we looking at between the FPS RPG episodes? I was already doing the survival toots to keep me busy. No problem. Yeah, so the plan for FPS RPG is weekly. We've got 6 episodes up, I think, so far. Yeah, we were trying to do it weekly. Obviously Patreon, also weekly on Patreon as well. Bartisus 1. Hey Ryan, how do you know how I can avoid circling between server and client RPCs? Something like show attack target, attack server, show attack effects, etc. Yeah, so generally speaking, RPCs are going to be very expensive to do, like relatively expensive compared to things like Rep Notifier. So if you can do it in Rep Notifier, try and do Rep Notifier. That will probably be a nicer effect on that. So try to avoid things like multicast if you can. I found that I was doing some profiling with Mimic, and when I was going for optimizing it, and I managed to shave like tons of data from being replicated just by using Rep Notifiers instead of multicast, and so the bandwidth requirement was far lower now to play the game. So yeah. Look at Rep Notifiers and think about how you can use them for that effect. Hey Ryan, what's a good way to put the player into a slide a la Mario 64? I know you can get current floor line trace to get the normal of the floor for slope, but not sure about sliding state. So yeah, 2 things. So let me just bring this out here and make a little slope. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to take off the tether because I keep accidentally clicking it. There you go. So first of all, slopes, if they're steep enough, when you jump on them, that was not steep enough. When you jump on them, you'll fall down them. Yeah, because it's too steep for your character movement component to work. But if you want them to animate falling down, you can do that quite easy too. So you need to work out if your falling state is due to the floor beneath your feet being too steep. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. So let's go to our player character, and we just need to constantly check our floor. So we're going to do a tick event, and we'll say is falling. And we're going to check the floor, and we'll do find floor, and believe that's right. And then that'll give you the player character location. So we'll just do that first of all. Split that. And I'm just going to take the hit result and break that open. And I want to get the normal of it. So I'm going to do print string and just print the normal. Okay. So there you go. My normal is there. It went 0.644. Okay, that's the normal doing that. Okay. So that's good. So what we can do now is determine whether or not we are... Well, actually, if I show you else on that, if I jump in the air, see it still says 0, 0, 0. It can't find the floor. So if we can find the floor, that means that we want to say that we're sliding. So do that. And we'll say start slide. Oh, wait, I'll actually make the function first. That usually helps. Start slide. Okay, and if it's a blocking hit, and the normal here is no, let's leave it like that. That'd be fine. Start slide. In start slide, we're going to take the character movement and tell them to orient rotation to movement. Wait, is that already turned on though? It is. Why aren't they turning around then? Hang on. Oh, because we're falling. Okay, so that's annoying. So start slide, we'll make a boolean saying it's sliding. And set that to true. Because I'm putting the tick event a way to turn our character to always slide on their bum down. Things like that. Yeah, so it's sliding, comes down like that. And then I want to go to the tick event. And on the true there, we'll do a thing on here, check if we're sliding currently. If sliding is false, start slide. If sliding becomes true, next tick around, so that comes onto here. We are then going to tell our character to turn around. So I want to take this, set orient rotation to movement off. And, well, actually, do I need to do that? I could do it. I don't think I actually need to do that. I think I can just turn it around. So I do set actor rotation. And do R_interp_2. Delta time, delta world seconds, interp speed of like something slow, so like 1, maybe less than that, 0.5. So current will be active current rotation, actor rotation, and the target will be the direction that we're falling in. Hold on, I need to make more space. There you go. So we get our velocity. And we are going to normalize that. That gives us a direction. And we want to get a rotation out of that. So we want to make rot from X. But I want to split this and split the target because I only want the yaw. Okay, I don't want any other two. So that will go through there. Go through that. We'll do a stop slide as well. Stop slide. Now just turn that off in a second. And so when the find floor, this becomes false. We stop slide. And we do stop slide here, might as well. No harm in doing it. Okay, so hopefully that turns our character around when we start falling down it. Yep, there you go. Oh, I'm going so slowly though. But the character turns around, indicate that there. Okay, you probably want to turn the speed up a bit, I think, on the rotation. Yeah, let's do 1.5. Yep. Okay, so that's not too bad. Might make it a bit faster still. Let's go up to 3. And see what that does now. Yeah, not too bad. So the next bit is the slide animation, which we can quite easily do a little thing for. So if I go into the character's animation blueprint and go to the animation graph, we go to main states, and you'll see their for loop. Yeah, we want to edit this if we are sliding. Okay, so we're going to have a variable in here for is sliding, and we want to apply an additive animation for is sliding. So let's take the full loop and duplicate that. Duplicate? No. I'll take this actually. I'll go to the first frame, and we'll do create asset, create animation from current pose. So I only need 1 frame for it. I mean, obviously you can make a more elaborate animation, but I'm just saving time. Slide anim. And in here, I'm just going to take the pelvis. Not pelvis. Thigh. And add a key for that. Add a key for that. Save. So this would be an additive animation. So I'm going to go down here, make this one additive in mesh space, using a frame. Select animation scaled. I'm going to choose the full loop. Right now. Go back into here, and we're going to do apply additive. And you get our sliding additive animation. Sliding additive ones are green. Why? And the alpha here would be the slide here. Is sliding alpha. So yeah. So to preview that, if I go to the preview editor, I can go in here. I can tick is falling as true, so they see him falling, and then is sliding is true as well. There you go. I can see something totally wrong with that. So maybe it's local space. No, maybe I need to do idle. No, that's completely wrong. Why is that weird one? Full loop. Yep. Mesh space. Yep. Why are you doing that? Okay, rather than doing an additive animation, we'll just keep it. I mean, chances are you're going to have your own animation that isn't additive, so we'll just won't bother with that. Yeah, I don't want additive there now. We just want to blend by bool. Blend by bool. That one will be false. This one will be true. That'd be there. That'd be there. That'd be there. Okay. Why is that not working? Slide anim. Why are you not doing that? Save. Well, that might be why it weren't working. What's going on with the slide on him? The bones of that. No, not additive anymore. Close it, reopen it. Yeah. Why does it look different there than here? It's falling. It's sliding. So it freezes the animation. But it doesn't animate. This thing is a static pose. So that's correct. Why is his legs not moving up? Oh, wait. Is it because... No, it shouldn't matter. It's falling... Let's double check. Ah, there you go. It was a control rig doing it. There you go. That might have been what's wrong with the additive before. The control rig. Anyway, moving on. So, on the character here, we'll just say on that start slide, we'll just get the mesh. And we'll do get anim instance cast to ABP many is sliding like that. I can just copy that now and put that on the stop slide as well. Okay, so it's gonna look a bit weird and ropey, but it's kind of there. So you can do stuff like that, for example. Yeah. Yeah, have a better animation than what I did. Let's wait, where did the slide anim go? Oh, right, put it there. Okay. Let's just lower the root on that, I guess. So it doesn't look like it's in the air. Add key. There you go. There you go. That's looking a lot better, isn't it? That's like in Mario. So the slowness of that slide is probably due to momentum that he currently has. So when we hit that, we want to set velocity to be 0, basically. So when we go to start slide, we set our thing to stop movement immediately, probably. And oh no, that's not working. Is it possible to use Line Tracer's animation blueprint to calculate animations while being close to the ground? Yeah, you can. Just has to be in the event graph. But yeah, of course you can. I need to set his velocity. Set velocity. Probably have to get it from the thing, don't I? Yeah. Set velocity to 0, 0, 0. I've got a feeling that's it's breaking when I try and jump normally. Yeah. We'll make it so I don't do it when I first jump. So let's go for what's going on over here? So is falling becomes true. Floor result blocking hit, yeah. Right, so it's sliding, so when our normal here is greater than yeah, greater than. Oh. Break that. Z here is greater than 0.6. I think. No, still doing it there. It's good for a split second that condition is true, so that's not what you want. If I get the velocity and say if this velocity if I dot product that with -1, if this value here is greater than 0, that means I'm falling. Like down, not because falling. The Boolean falling happens if you're going up or down. I just wanted to check for going down. Yeah, there you go. Breaks a little bit, but there you go. So do that, and we go and start slide. So velocity gets set to 0. I need it to go down the velocity, so is falling is true, is sliding is false. If it's true, it does this. So I want to set the velocity of this character, so I'm going to do add movement input to the direction that we're going down in. To work that out, we want to get the normal. We're going to get the impact normal. No, normal. Yeah, no, do normal and do dot product with that in the 1. Yeah. No, what do I want to do? Well, I guess what I could do is I could just like put that in there. I think that would work. Because the normal slanted forward, so it should go that direction. Yeah, there you go. Works a treat. Yeah, nice. I like that. You can always then tweak the speed of it by adjusting the scale on here. Say like 0.5. I like it. It works. A few things to figure out and fine tune, but I think that looks pretty damn good and pretty close to what you see in Super Mario 64. And my little cheap butt sliding animation looks okay. It looks fine. So also to demonstrate it working off the edge of a slope here as well. Oh, screw it, I'll just put that there. Don't know what I'm doing for that for. I'll just do this. Like that. Cool. Whee! Yeah, there you go. It works. Yeah, so as you've seen from like the tether and the slide thing, how I break things down, because I've never done either of those things before. So working those out was quite fun. So the act of like, okay, well, for the sliding, we need to know, break it down to what you need to know. So we need to know on our character when we're in that state. How do you know you're in that state? So that means you're falling and you're touching the floor. So we need to do is falling and the touching floor stuff. Okay, that's where these two conditions come from. It's only the other conditions come into play when you start playing around with it and you start realizing, oh, hold up, I need to fix a certain thing, and it's because maybe it's going too slow or going the wrong direction. We can then tweak that with these other conditions here too. So yeah, broke it down to parts. We broke down to the condition, and then I broke down then into the effect. So one effect I wanted was it to rotate the character so they slid down. The other effect was to add an animation to it. The other effect was to add a velocity to it as well, so you slid down faster. So break it down into those individual steps and solve each one at a time makes life a little bit easier. And you can even like make this even tidier as well. So for example, like we could take all of this. I'll leave that there for now and collapse that to a function. Let me just disconnect that. Collapse a function, and that'll be turn into slide. Okay, and that'll take the velocity that we need. Okay, and so you're breaking down. You can break the effects down into individual functions. So there's what that one there. This is going to be movement, which pretty much is just that anyway. So that's pretty simple. But these conditions we can slim down. We can say that, all of this, and we'll take that normal off as well. Take that, take this, and we'll collapse that to a function. Oh, can't collapse to a function. Why can't I collapse to a function? Why can't I collapse to a function? Found too many output. Oh, it's got to. Oh, yeah, because it's got this. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, well, you can. I'll take a bit longer, but I can convert that to a function to make my life a little bit easier and have that as a condition to say, like, can we slide? Chris, hey Ryan, can I get my character move style based on terrain? Like, for instance, make him only walk while in water volume. Yeah. So if you want to based on surface, you do this find floor thing. So cat movement, find floor, and get hit result. And from here, you want to get the physics material. And from that, you can get the surface type. And the surface type will be based upon what you've got in your setup in your project settings. So you do that in project settings, and you'll find it if you just search for surface. There you go, all of these surfaces in here. So you can have one that's like mud, for example. And surface type here, you just do switch. And there's mud now. And then on that, you can then change like a modifier, which would be like the speed modifier, which is a float. So that'd be set there to like 1. No, sorry, it'd be slower. So it'd be like 0.6, for example. And then you multiply that speed modifier on your walking thing over here. Take these values, multiply it by the speed modifier. And just have this constantly checking the floor. And so, like, when you check what floor we're on, we just change the speed modifier accordingly. Hopefully you know how to do physical surfaces and how to apply those. I'll just show you, actually. It might be easier to actually just show you. There we go. We just want that. Find floor, break it result, surface type, switch on surface type, that ticks there, modifier 6, and we'll do set speed modifier to 1. Yeah. Alternatively, you can also do select on there, plug that into speed modifier, and rather than doing a switch event, you can just type in the value you want, which might be a bit cleaner way of doing it. So default will be 1, mud will be 0.6. Okay, so do that, and then you add that to a surface. So let's go ahead and add a material, and we also want to make a physics material. So physics material, choose the physics material, we'll call it mud, PM. And in there, you can choose what surface type it's going to be. So here it says default. We'll change that to mud. Close that. And on the surface material, you go to physics material and apply the mud that we just did there. I'll leave it like that for now. So when I walk on that, it's going to output on my character here, mud. Yeah, right? So I'll just minimize that back down. So then, as I say, you just need a modifier then on the movement. So I'll just take, I'm going to take this, and recombine this, multiply that by a float, speed modifier, and then split this back up. So that should be right vector, so that's X, that's Y. Okay, so all I have to do now is give that material to something. So I'm going to put it onto this one. Okay, so when I walk in on this thing, so walking around like here is fine, but when I walk on this, it should be slower. Why are you not getting slow? Oh, hold on. Access none, trying to be... What's going wrong here? Yeah. Tick. Results. I mean, everything should be by default, just default. So why was I getting other errors? Hold on, let me get those errors up again. Access none, trying to be property, break it result, physics material, set speed modifier. Break it result, physics material 1. Okay, probably because it doesn't have. Okay, it's because a lot of these things don't have one. So if I take this and do is valid, then there we go. I'll set that to 1. Let me just check the walking movement thing. That multiplied by that. Yeah. No, it should slow me down. Why isn't it slowing me down? Let me print string that. Make sure that's coming out okay. Print string speed modifier. So 1. Oh, it's not changing. Why is it not changing? Oh, I know why. There's a setting you have to turn on. So on the object here, if you type in what was it? Hang on. Collision. There's a thing. Return material move. Turn it on. No. What? Where was that? If true, come out speech when return material result. Oh, this is annoying. Why is this not working? Find floor. Make sure that's actually finding a floor. Should be fine. Yeah, finding it. False. Finding it. False. Simulate physics. Oh. No, you don't need. You can just get a surface. You don't have to simulate physics. You can just get a surface type from it. Because I'm doing it. You don't want to simulate physics on that though, because it'll fall around and stuff. Let's see. There's a setting you have to turn on. Hit result. Both physics and that. Be turned on. Oh. No. I've done it in... Hang on, let me look it up. Oh, right, okay. I know what it is. Yeah, you can't just do it on that material. You have to do it on this here. That. Or not. Oh wait, just go to simulation. Hang on. What the hell? Why is that not returning that? I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. That is the thing you got to turn on. Return material move. You need that. Yeah. Well, that's annoying. I'm using it in Mimic. It works fine to do sounds. Why is this not returning the material? Okay, down here. No. Yeah, I'm doing the sound effects, and it for some reason this is not working. Maybe the floor result doesn't return it. Let me just do a line trace down. Yeah. Line trace by channel. At location. And we'll just take that into there. Don't know. But yeah, you can, yeah. I don't know. But I have to go because I've got to go into a meeting. But thank you so much, everyone, for your questions today. I think we're live on Saturday. I'll double check my calendar and make sure I'm not interrupted by other things. But I think we'll be live this Saturday. So thank you so much, everyone, for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel further, head over to patreon.com/RyanLaley, where you can donate just $1, get access to all our videos and much more. Thank you so much, everyone who is supporting the channel already. That is, it's amazing. We're nearly at 100,000 subscribers. So make sure you tell your friends, colleagues, other students, whatever, to make sure they're subscribed and get us to the 100,000 mark ASAP. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.